The winning paradigm is coming from a place that I have already won, and now I am only unfolding that victory. That's what a winning paradigm is. And what are the rules to unfold that accomplishment, that victory? I'll give you 8 ground rules which will help you to unfold any accomplishment that you create. Number 1, be creative. What is being creative? Being creative is creating something, right? What comes to your mind when we say creativity? Is it an intellectual phenomena? That's what it occurs, right? It's a product of maybe an IQ. To be creative, I need to have certain level of intelligence, certain level of intellectuality. But is it really so? Being creative is creating something. Look at a child, how creative he is. He creates new games. You give him anything, he'll create a game out of it. And you will be amazed at his creativity, right? Now, what creates in the world? I want to create something, but how do I create? What is my access to create something? My access to create something is a declaration. I create something when I declare something. I may think 100 things, but if I don't declare, it is not created in the world. When it is not created in the world is not getting aligned to that. So being creative is a simple act of declaration, an unconstrained declaration. When you declare something without considering the constraints, when you declare something from absolutely what you would love to have, that's what is creative. I want to fly, and then you discover how to fly. That's creativity. So the first ground rule is be creative, and then there is second step in being creative. Then you need to create a story of accomplishment. How did you fulfill what you create? How did you fulfill what you create? Not how you are going to fulfill. That is a success story. So you declare, it gets created, and then create a success story for it. How did you fulfill that? That's the first ground rule. The second ground rule, commit yourself. Now you create the story. Are you committed to the story? What is commitment? Commitment is investing oneself fully into his declaration. I say something and I invest myself fully into my declaration. That's what is commitment, right? But how do I be committed? What is my access to be committed? My access to be committed is a promise. A promise that I am not going to think, talk, or act against my declaration. When I make that promise that I am not going to think against my declaration, I am always going to think that my declaration is fulfilled. I am always going to talk from my declaration, from the fulfillment of my declaration. I am always going to take actions in alignment with my declaration. That promise will make you committed. That is what is being committed. Being committed is I am not thinking against my own declaration. I am not talking against my own declaration. I am not acting against my own declaration. So are you committing yourself? You are giving up the right to talk against your declaration when you say you are committed. Now you declare an extraordinary mission and you create a story of accomplishment of how did you unfold that mission. And now the next question is, are you committed to that mission? When you say yes, I am committed, now you go to the third ground rule. The third ground rule is check integrity. What is integrity? Integrity is the completeness of a given thing or a situation. Why do you need integrity? Because integrity gives you the workability. Integrity is a prerequisite for anything to happen, right? When you say you have a bike or you have a car, if it has a flat tire, there is no integrity. It is not complete against the functionality that it is supposed to deliver. Integrity against the declaration. Now, you declared an extraordinary mission and you created a story of accomplishment. And then you said, yes, I am committed. That means I am giving up my right to act against this story and I am going to abide by the script. Now, do I have everything that is required to fulfill that script, to fulfill that story? That inquiry is checking the integrity. Do I have everything that is required to make it happen? What is needed? What is not there? What is missing? So how do you check the integrity? These two simple points of inquiry. What is needed? What is missing? When you constantly inquire into that, you will discover what do you need to bring forth for that story of yours to be unfolded. That is the third ground rule. Check integrity. Now, let's go to the fourth one. The fourth ground rule is be responsible. What is being responsible? Now you check the integrity and you discover there are these 100 things. You have 1,000 small pieces of this jigsaw puzzle that needs to be put in their place for your story to be unfolded. And who is going to put them in place? Or who is going to stand for those pieces to go into their places? That's what is being responsible. You take that stand, you take that position, you create yourself as the owner of that entire story to be unfolded. That's what is being responsible. You are assuming yourself. And when I am saying you, it is not just the entrepreneur, it is the entire team. Imagine everybody in the organization owns up the declaration of the enterprise. Everybody keeps checking the integrity of how things are moving. And everybody comes forward to assume that ownership of the entire declaration, not just their part of the game. So the fourth ground rule of creating a winning paradigm is being responsible. What is the fifth ground rule? Now, we have a story, we committed ourselves, and then we listed what is all required for the story to be fulfilled. And we said, yes, I am the one who is making it happen. What will block you? What will prevent you from unfolding your story? Those are the roadblocks. You have various reasons that will stop you, various constraints. And how do you go beyond those constraints? If you are stopped by the constraints, will your story be fulfilled? So the fifth ground rule is be indomitable, be unstoppable, right? Without being indomitable, we cannot fulfill our declaration. But how to be indomitable? What is our access to be indomitable? To be indomitable, first we need to believe that we have resolved the roadblock. We need to see a reason as a roadblock. The moment you see it as a roadblock, that means it is stopping you from going somewhere. So you are connected to where you want to reach. You are connected to your mission. So you see a mission clearly there accomplished, and now you see there is a roadblock here. And how did I resolve this roadblock? Who is accountable to resolve this roadblock? Or whom did I involve in resolving this roadblock? What different actions were taken to resolve this roadblock? Creating that action plan and implementing it. That's what is being indomitable. The moment you look at a reason, a constraint as a roadblock, not like a absolute reality that stops you from getting your destination. The moment you look at it like a roadblock, this is only a roadblock which I have already overcome. You start being indomitable. Now, after being indomitable, you have so many roadblocks. What is important and essential for you and your team to unfold your extraordinary accomplishment is empowerment. You need to keep yourself empowered until you reach your destination. How do you keep yourself empowered? What is your source? What is your access to be empowered? Where does this empowerment come from? The empowerment comes from how you relate yourself in the entire scheme of things. Let me give you an example. I go to the wedding of some distant relative. What would I be doing there? I go there just before that specific time, bless the couple, have dinner or lunch, depending on the time, and come back, right? Say, I am going to a marriage of someone who is very near and dear to me, my close relative or my immediate family member. What would I be doing? I am going to be everywhere. I am going to participate in everything, isn't it? What's the difference? The difference is how I relate myself to the event or occasion. In the first example, I am just a visitor. I am only a guest. But in the second example, I am a key member. When I am a key member, I participate. So my level of participation depends on how important I think I am in the enterprise, right? In my enterprise mission, how critical I am. Now consider how important is the role of an office assistant who is working in my enterprise. He keeps the tables clean, he maintains the decorum and ambience of my office, Is it not the most important thing when a customer walks into my office? Is he not being the source of my business? Do I relate him as the key person? Without him, my business is not going to run. When I relate him that way, and when I tell him that way, how would he be participating? How would I be dealing with him? That's what is being source of empowerment. The sixth ground rule is being the source of empowerment. Now, what is the seventh ground rule? The seventh ground rule is master the trade. Whatever job I am doing, mastering that job, giving my best, learning continuously, improving my skills continuously. That's what is mastering the trade. That is the seventh ground rule. How do I master the trade? I master through learning. But what is learning? Does learning have something to do with intelligence? Or can we enhance the learning abilities of individuals? Is it possible? What is the access to learning? Learning is a simple act. It is possible to learn quickly, provided we know what is learning. Learning is nothing but distinguishing, knowing what it is, knowing what it is not. If I know what it is, if I know what it is not, that's what is learning. When I say it's a pen, I know what is not a pen. If I don't know what is not a pen, I can't say it's a pen, right? So learning is as simple as that. Learning is knowing what it is, knowing what it is not. That is the seventh ground rule. Continue. That's the access to improve. The constant inquiry of what it is not, will allow us to learn things and will allow us to improve. And now the last ground rule, the eighth one, team up. Boutiques are built by individuals. Enterprises are built by teams. If you want to build an enterprise, you need to create strong teams and you need to team up. What is teaming up? Teaming up is giving up our individual identity and amalgamating into one single unit called team. The entire group of people connected with a purpose, connected with a mission, and clearly identified by their roles will create a team. Team is a group of people working towards a common purpose by sharing the roles and accountabilities, where we go beyond our individual identities and we work for the mission. That's what is teaming up. We amalgamate into one single unit. So the 8 ground rules that will help you to create a winning team, a winning paradigm, a mindset in the enterprise are: be creative, commit yourself, check integrity, be responsible, be indomitable, be the source of empowerment, master your trade, and team up. Right? Why do we need to create this winning paradigm in the organization? Because what is a paradigm? Paradigm is a mindset. It's the collective thought process of an enterprise. And your actions are coming from the paradigm. We act as per what we think, right? So the source of our actions is the paradigm, and the source of our results is our actions, right? Only actions produce results, not thoughts, not thinking. Thinking triggers actions and actions cause results. So if you want to create extraordinary results in your business, you need to create the winning paradigm. It is beyond just doing buying and selling. It's building a team, because enterprises are built by teams.